Kingdom. What's up, kings and queens? How's everyone doing on this Friday? I'm so sorry. It's Friday night. Everyone, hopefully you're staying safe. Already starting this podcast. But damn, I can't even say the fucking words right. I fucked up on 5 words in 5 seconds. How is that even possible? Well, that's the thing about me. Bad Habits Kingdoms. Bad Habits Kingdom. Bad Habits Kingdom. Bad Habits Kingdom. Bad Habits Kingdom. My fellow subscribers, thank you so much for supporting the show. I really appreciate you guys for your support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit subscribe. Or if you don't even know what subscribe is, just go on YouTube, type in Bad Habits Kingdom, and subscribe. And if you are subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, call up a family friend and just say, hey, you ever heard of Bad Habits Kingdom? No, I never heard of Bad Habits Kingdom. Well, type in on YouTube, Spotify, and that's it. And then hit subscribe. It's free. It's free. Okay? Tonight's podcast, Do Your Job. That is the title. That is the title I've given it. There's no specific reason why. I guess I'm going to be talking about people's jobs. I'm going to be talking about my own job. You know, if you notice, a lot of my videos is about work. Okay? So if you notice, work is like 90% of my fucking life. I fucking love it, though. I love it. I love my job. I gotta say it. I love my job. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? I work hard on my job. You know, what's wrong with that? But here we go. Yesterday, when I was at work, I have to close at my job. I can't tell you guys what I do for work or where I work at or people that I work with. Like I always say in all the channels. But yesterday, so on Thursdays, I close for work. I go in yesterday, and I was in a great mood when I got to work yesterday. I was like, all right, I'm hyped, ready to go, ready to kill it. Okay. Boom. You know, shit starts fucking up. I'm going to tell you why shit starts fucking up. So every now and then we have to do like these kind of like these tests on things that we're trained in. And I'm a trainer, so I have answers to all the tests. Well, not all the tests, but to the tests that I'm really trained in. You know, I have tests. I'm only a trainer for one thing, but I have answers to this area. I have answers to that area. Everything that I'm trained in, I have the answers to the tests. So we have a test that I had to do, and it's really for the lab area. Okay, it's what we call processing for the company I work for. The reason why I have to do this test is because when I was a custodian, I had to ship products, help do shipment. So unfortunately, I had to do this test, and I don't know anything about it. So, but I had the answers. So I was like, okay. Every time I did the test before, you know, there wasn't any issues. They already knew I had the answers sheet. They were totally cool with it. Everybody was cool with it. And then so yesterday I read through everything I'm supposed to. Well, read fast. The problem is with me, I'm a hands-on person. I can sit there and read things all day long and I'm not gonna get it. So I went to my locker, grabbed the answer sheet, came back. Of course, I passed the test because I had the answers. And then we had to do something I never did before, which is they had to sign me off. And I was like, what? I was like, we never done this before. I was thinking that in my head. I was like, why do we have to do, why does they have to observe me? Like, I never did this. I never had to do this before. All I ever did was the test and they signed me off. I don't work in that area. The only reason why I had to do this test is because when I was a custodian, this is part of it. Even when I was a custodian, I never had to go in the area and do this. So I went in there with somebody and she was like, okay, so what does this mean? And what does that mean? And I'm like, I have no fucking clue. I felt like shit. I felt so fucking stupid. I was like, I felt so ashamed of myself. I really did. I was like, in my position, I know I talk about my position a lot. I'm not higher than anyone else, but I should know what that is. I should know how to do this and that. Even though I'm not trained in that specific area, I still should know what that is and what that's about. I've been working for the company long enough where I should know everything about everything. And I felt so dumb, and it ruined my fucking night. Like all night, I was like, man, like fuck, like I feel so stupid. And I was in there like afterward, like she was like, well, how'd you pass the test? How'd you do this? And I said, I have the answers. And she grabbed the test from me. I was like, what is it? Blah blah blah. True or false? And I was like, well, true. And I know she went and told my boss and told the other people in the quality area and stuff. And I just felt so stupid. Like I was just sitting at the front, just like, wow, I am such a fucking idiot. Like I don't work in that lab. I don't know what to do in the lab. I don't know what that shipping is. So yes, just Luna, I'm trying to do this, please. I haven't done a video in 3 days. 3 days, honey. Let me get one video in, please. Please. One video. Okay, thank you. And I was just up there and I was reading about it. Okay, and then I was just like, man, I am such an idiot. I'm supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be a role model, but I am in a leadership role where I should never say that I don't know. I should never not know it, no matter if I'm trained there or not. I've been working at the company long enough where I should know everything about everything, and then I just felt like an idiot. Luna, hold on, baby, please. We're live right now. Please, hold on. What'd you drop, babe? I watched it when you did your video. So I just felt like a complete dumbass, and it ruined my night. And I've been thinking about it all day today. Like I'm like, man, this shit is ruining my like fucking weekend. Literally. Like I'm like, man, like I can't believe I did that. I cheated. I literally cheated. And I could tell she was disappointed because she was like, well, you're signed off. And I said, well, are you going to go back there and show me? Are we going to go back there so you can show me how it's done? She's like, we will eventually, not right now. And I was just like, man, like it just cut right through me. Like I'm like, wow, just like they're not she was just like didn't want anything to do with me. And then I was just like, fuck, man, So I tried to move on, kept working and stuff like that. And then I was like, okay, here we go, blah, blah. And then she was like, so what's next? I was like, well, I'm going to send this person a break, or I'm going to send him to the last break, and then I'm going to send him on SOPs, and then he can go home. And he was like, he should have done the SOPs first. So he could have went home right now. And I was just like, damn, no matter what, no matter how my night went, it was just getting worse. It was just fucking up worse. And then towards the end of the night, one of my nurses, she came out and said, look, there's this guy. He's PR'd. I gave it to her to hold on to so she can play with it. He's PR'd. That means they can't come to our company. And then when I saw why he was PR, I was like, there's going to be a problem. This guy definitely has anger management issues. So I didn't want her in there alone to tell him. So I said, do you want me to go with you? And you could tell she was scared. She was like, yeah, come with me. So I go in there with them and I start telling them, look, you're not going to be able to donate. Nothing we can do. You're done, pretty much. But I would say it professional. And we started telling him to leave, and he starts yelling and cussing at me, calling me a bitch ass, and starts yelling at my man again. Both of my managers were at the front desk, and they were just like, get out. And then he started yelling at my other manager. It was bad. Okay. It was just really bad. And I was just like, yeah, and I wonder if people ever have that, just like you go into work, you're just like ready to work, you're ready to get it done, knock it out. And I hate closing. I'm not afraid to admit it. I hate closing, but I'm gonna do my job. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna close. If I'm open to close that day, I'm gonna do it. But I was just like, fuck, man. It just everything was just shit. It started out with me, not knowing this, and it started out with me not doing my job correctly, and then not doing this, and then I felt really horrible. And I talked to my other group leads all the time, like, this is fucking up, this is that, and we were told that like sometimes we don't make the best decisions up at the front, so that just messed it up even more. I'm like, fuck, man. Like the whole day was just like like the first hour was cool. After that, it just went straight downhill. Luna, come on, baby. There you go. It just went straight downhill. I was just yesterday was just not my day at work. And usually I come into work fired up, like, all right, let's go. This is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. And then the littlest fucking thing just fucked it all up. Something that I'd done 100 times. I literally had to do that test for 3 years, once every, I think, like 6 months or once a year, and I never had to do like someone to watch me and sign me off. I'm not trained in that area. The only reason why I had to do that is because when I was a custodian, I had to help do shipment. That's it. I don't know where this stuff goes. I don't know where this stuff goes. Now, if I was trained in that area and I didn't know it, that's something else. Should I know the answer? Of course. It was on me. I'm not blaming other people or the ones that had me do it or the ones that were watching me. It was my fault. It is my responsibility. I should know the fucking answers. But it just hurt when I didn't, and I just felt like when they wouldn't take me back to show me and explain to me, because I made it clear. I say, look, I could read this stuff all day long. I don't know. You have to show me. I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know what it is. And I think that's going to end up hurting me in the long run, to be honest. I think they're always going to think that in their head. Like, okay, how is he going to be a manager or a center supervisor or MTO? He has to read stuff. Is he not going to understand it when he reads it? So I think I screwed myself. For the long run. I really fucking do. No matter how my work ethic is, no matter what I do, no matter what I know, I think by me saying that I'm a hands-on person, that I can read this stuff and not get it, but you got to show me and explain it to me. That's how I would get it. And it's going to turn around and bite me in the ass. It bit me in the ass yesterday, for real. I mean, I wasn't even allowed to go back. Like, she didn't even want to take me back to show me what it is. Like, she was just like, you're signed off. You're slacking, Kyle. That was just that just cut right through me. I mean, it really did. Like, there's times where you feel really important at what you do. You feel like you give it 100%. You feel like you do it all, and it's just not there. You're just not bringing it. No matter how good you think you're doing, or no matter how good you feel about what you do, or no matter what people say to help build you up, at the end, it's not what your coworkers think or what your customers think, or even how you think. It's how the top people think. And even though they might not say it, you know it. You know that they are not happy with this, or they're not happy with that, or they're disappointed. And it's just like, literally, I screwed myself. I am signed off. Yes. Luna, come on, baby. I'm doing one video. I've been trying to do a video all week. But the only thing I can do is my job. I mean, that's all I can keep doing, is maybe one day they'll forget I ever said that. But any shot I thought I had of moving up anymore, anytime soon, within a year or two, that just went out the fucking window. It truly did. No matter, I can study that stuff all day long and go back on Monday and be like, hey, this is what that means. This is what that means and stuff. It doesn't matter. I fucked myself when I said I'm a hands-on person. I can read this stuff all day long and not get it. It's a wrap. That's where I screwed myself. Nothing I can do. I can't take it back, or I would definitely. I mean, I shouldn't have said that, but it's the truth. I'm dead honest. Everything I learned by other people, by being trained or management explaining it to me and stuff. I cannot sit there and read something and go out and fucking know exactly what it is right away. It's gonna take me a couple times. I'm a slow reader. I've always been like that, even in school. It takes me a little bit to understand it after I read it. Now I can go and read a book, no problem, and be like, okay, this is what it means. But when it comes to like instructions and shit, like I am a fucking idiot when it comes to instructions. Like people say, how do you put a coffee table together? You're like, I'll say that. Can you help me put this table together? Read the instructions. I don't know what the fucking instructions. I don't know what that shit is. I fucked myself by saying that. I really did. I told a member of my managers that I am a hands-on person. I could read that stuff all day long and not get it. And she looked at me with straight disappointment and said, "You're slacking, Kyle." And it ruined everything for me, probably. I mean, you never know. I think the chances of me moving up anytime in the next 5 years is out the fucking window. Just by that. That's all I said. Because you get judged so easily, no matter what. I'm not saying that they're wrong for not doing it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I brought that on myself. I should have went and said, I don't understand this. Explain it to me. Show me how it's done. And then let me go back. Instead of just going and grabbing the answers, doing the tests and stuff. The thing is that's what I always did. That's the only thing. That's how I always did it. Because I'm not trained in that area. This is how we always did it. And everyone knew before. Why is it different this time? And it just cut right through me, And that's the thing, I don't care what anyone says, especially in I'll just say the Q office. I'm not gonna say what the Q means, but they fucking talk shit. They talk a lot of shit. And I hear it all through that offices, and everybody else does too. So I could say it. I'm not saying what company I'm working for. I'm not saying any names, but I am saying this. People in the Q office talk shit, and I hear them. And if I got pulled in office for saying this on my show, I'll tell them what they do. I mean, I'm allowed to say that. They're allowed to talk bad about me, but I can't say that they talk shit. I'm not saying their names. I'm not saying where I work. I'm not saying what I do. I'm being fucking honest. Very judgmental. Very, And I love my managers to death. I really do. One thing I noticed working at my company, I think you need to be a fucking model to become a manager anyway. The guys, all the women, all of them, they look like fucking models. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't have a fucking chance. I think Kara should have stayed at my center. I think you should have stayed. Why? Because you would have moved up because they only all my managers are like models. Okay. You know what I mean? They are. That is the truth. I'll admit it. Okay. Did she just test that? Yeah, she did. Don't. Is it hot? No. Wow, really? Yeah. That's odd. Put her hand on it. Don't let her touch her. That's like, that's weird. You saw me put my hand on her, right? That's weird. The light bulb's not hot. Go check it out. That's crazy. No, I'm not touching it. That's very strange. But, all you can do is learn from it and move on. I'll go in on Sunday and tell my manager, like, look, I really screwed up. Let me get another shot at this. Do some study and try to bounce back. That's what it is about bouncing back. I can sit here and I can complain about how my day was so fucked up yesterday, but one thing about my managers is that they do forgive. They really do. I actually physically lied to them in their face, all of them, about Kara and I. I said I wanted to transfer out. This is how it went. For those of you that don't know, so Kara and I were dating. We didn't want to tell anyone because we didn't know where it was going. Even when we moved in together, we still didn't want to tell anyone because even though we were together, but we didn't know if we were gonna stay together, how serious. We were still trying to fill each other out. We just moved in together, and we could have just broken up and stayed as roommates. So we didn't want to tell anyone. And then, one of our meetings, the managers said, if you're dating, we need to know about it and stuff. And I said I want to transfer because there's a rumor going on about Kara and I. It's not true, and they trusted me. They said, "Oh, we never thought it was you guys were dating. Don't worry about it. You know, if we hear it, we're gonna try to find out who's saying it so they can shut the fuck up." I mean, they really were backing me up and really respectful and try to support me. They really did. And then I'm not gonna say his fucking name, but this fucking asshole, they used to come to my house that I considered a friend when people were literally warning me about him every day. Miss T that was on the show, she warned me about him. Other people around the work were like, "Man, be careful hanging out with that guy. He's a sneaky fucker. He gets promoted by trying to get other people fired. Watch him." Okay, I'll watch him. Blah blah blah. He's cool. He'd come over, we'd hang out, bullshit around. Even Kara was telling me we shouldn't trust him, and I kept telling her, "Babe, he's all right. He's all right. He just got a bad rep. He's cool. I like him. Blah blah blah." Right? He would come over to the house all the time and hang out. And we'd watch his dog when he was on vacation, and everything. I consider him a friend. I don't have any guy friends. So it was cool to have a guy around to bullshit around with, and when we'd go driving, it was fun. I liked it. It's been a while since I had any guy friends. It's been like 12 years, so I was excited. I really was. And we had a meeting about, they wanted to know about it, and like I said I wanted to transfer because it's a rumor, blah blah blah. Well, that night after I told management that I wanted to transfer, there's a rumor, and they believe me. He came over, this guy that worked with me. And I said, I had a lie to management today. And he said, "About what?" And I said, I told him there's a rumor about Kara and I and stuff. He's like, "Oh, yeah." He's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. They don't know anyway." And I said, "Well, Kara and I really wanted to tell him. Because what Kara and I did want to tell him. She was pregnant, for Christ's sake. We wanted to tell him. But then after the meeting, we were like, oh, fuck. We were thinking like, oh, fuck, do they know we're going to get fired? And I was trying to move up at the time, and she was in the middle of a transfer because she already put in her request to transfer. But they were looking at the first of the year. Remind you, this was like at the beginning of November. They were trying to transfer her, I think around February, March, if I can remember right. And then he goes in the next fucking day. This motherfucker. And I don't care who sees this fucking show. I'm allowed to say this. This is my fucking show. I can say what the fuck I want. He goes into management and says, "Do you guys know about Kyle and Kara?" They believed me and said, "We already heard about it. It's just a rumor. We already talked to him." He goes, "No, it's not just a rumor. I was at his house last night. He told me how he lied to you guys." I don't give a fuck what anyone says. That's trying to get me fired. That's trying to get me fucking fired. And to this day, I think about it, and I wish to God I wish he didn't work with the company anymore, because if I ever saw him and he wasn't working with the company again, I can't say it, but my mind's thinking it, and you can just imagine. That's all I'm gonna say. So I was wrong. Everyone that warned me was right. He tried to get us fired. And the thing is, Kara was pregnant. I was trying to get promoted. The only thing that happened was I did lose their trust, but they were very understanding. My management team was very understanding. They still supported me. I lied to them. I broken a trust. And they still understood and supported me. I love them to death for that. Kara just transferred a lot sooner. They just transferred her, I think, 2 fucking weeks later instead of 3 fucking months later. She was gone after they found out they transferred her so fucking quick. Literally, she was out of there. But I still got promoted. I still got promoted to senior, and I still got group lead. And you was like, they loved you. They ask about you all the time. And and I love them to death for that. I really do. And you know what? If they could forgive me for that, they could forgive me for saying this. Hopefully, one day by saying that, I I'm a hands-on employee. But I think people are like that. A lot of people are like that. So it is what it is. You just got to do the best at your job. I mean, we all complain about our jobs. We all of us. It's human nature. We just do. Unless we're fucking actors or musicians. We just bitch about work. But I truly love my job. I do. I love my job. I love my company. I really do. Um, it's amazing, and I don't mean Bad Habits Company. Bad Habits Kingdom, baby. Look at the shirt. Look at the shirt. Purple Crown. Bad Habits Kingdom. And also a website will be coming to uploading, www.badhabitskingdom.com. That will be coming out soon. We'll be uploading our clothing, our bags that we have made, hats. We also got some custom masks, everything we have made. You also see some like previews of uploaded videos that we're going to be putting out. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. Bracelets, business cards. We're going the whole 9. We're taking this shit extreme. So just subscribe now so you can be part of the Bad Habits family. Come join the Bad Habits family. Get your crown. Come get your crown. Get on the show. Miss T got her crown for her support. She came on the show and showed love. Love you, Miss T. But that's what I say to people. I mean, it is what it is. Everyone's got their own opinions, and I respect everybody's opinion. I really do. No matter what you feel, how you really feel, or anything like that. If you bitch about your job and all this stuff, it's like okay. But still, if you're still working for that company, give it 100%. That's the thing that pisses me off is that there's people that hate their job and blah blah blah, but they walk around so slow, just so mad, just complaining about this and that. Give me that. No. She almost put that in her mouth.
What is it?
A battery.
Okay, that's not my fault.
I'm not saying it is her fault. What does she have now?
She has your.
Oh, okay.
She's just like one person's speaking.
That's fine. But when you're, just walking around real slow and just don't give a shit and waiting, she's gonna trip. Uh-oh. Damn it. Thank God you caught it. Bad Habits Kingdom. I wish I would have had that on recording. But the reason why I don't think you should really the company we work for, people. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's unfroze. Sorry about that, guys. It froze again. Okay, it's just gotta do it. I mean, I need a new camera. This thing ain't all that. But through the whole pandemic, we were extremely slow. They didn't lay anybody off. They didn't really even cut anyone's hours. Maybe a little bit here and there, but nothing major. They could have forced to send people home. They didn't. The company gave us $500 one time to go get food and stuff like that. Then they were still, it's like, how can you sit there? Come on with this fucking camera. I'm wonder if the sound would still be there.
Who's this?
Huh? I don't know. Your connection is unstable. Whenever I go to a different one, stop watching YouTube. And your recording fell.
What?
Wow. Live, still going, but I don't see video on it. Shout outs.
Oh, hurry,
I see her. I'm here on Podbean Live. Just my fiance, Kara, for doing her first podcast. It's called Bad Bitch. It's on the channel. Definitely give a shout out to Kara for that. give a shout out to Bad Habits Kingdom. I want to say thank you guys for all your support and all your. I mean, it really means a lot to me that all you got, all my supporters. I really do. It really means a lot to me. It really does. Check out the shirts. Bad Habits Kingdom. Subscribe now, kings and queens. I'm really excited, and like I said, people ask me all the time, are you guys doing this to get famous? It's like, no, we're doing this because it's something we can do together and we love to do it. And especially when I talk about recovery and stuff like that for fellow recoverers out there that was addicted to stuff at one point, I really hope I can help you guys sometime in the future. I will be talking about my addiction on another channel sometime and about my recovery going on 5 years. So, but thank you so much for all your guys' support. It really means a lot. I'm going to be in this video. I got some editing to do. I don't know why the camera was doing that, but it's just what, if you guys are out there, do your job. And for those of you guys out there letting your ladies do the job, man, get a fucking job. That pisses me off so much. I'll see these women working their fucking ass off, and then they come home to a guy just laying on the fucking couch. I mean, even if it's different if your woman's the breadwinner, how's it, breadwinner? What is it, babe? What's it called? Babe. What is it called? Bread maker, breadwinner, bread earner. When women is the bread earner.
Breadwinner?
I don't know what it's called. If your girl makes the most money or something like that, and you're a stay-at-home father, that's something else. But if your girl's working her ass off all fucking day and you're fucking just sitting at home, fucking smoking and not doing shit, come on, man. You gotta support. You gotta do it together. You gotta do it as one, man. Okay, she will leave your ass. That's all I can say about that. Definitely give a shout out. I really appreciate you guys so much for your support. Thank you so much. I really, really love you guys. Please go to YouTube, Bad Habits Kingdom. Check it out on Spotify, Podbean Live, and Anchor, and YouTube, and Spotify, and Instagram, and Riverside. Even though the Riverside did not ever record, I don't know why it did not record. And that's the one that where I can upload and everything and stuff too. So that kind of sucks. But definitely, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate for your support. You guys have a good night. I will be seeing you guys sometime. Maybe tonight I can do another video when Luna and Kara go to bed. I'll try to do another quick one. But as of right now, we're going to be calling it quits. Have a good night, guys. Stay safe out there. It's fucking nuts with this damn virus until we beat the shit up. And treat your girl right. Treat your man right. Love each other. Support each other. And that's all you have. Support one another. Support me with the Bad Habits Kingdom, guys. Join the Bad Habits family, okay? You guys take care, okay? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Bad Habits Kingdom signing off.